Balls are back.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! Brought by Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch. Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre, and Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better. We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now.
I made up my mind. I don't expect to ever look back. I'm going to stay at the University of Tennessee.
Reddit to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Sunday, October 31st. Also, happy Halloween. Been another, well, depends on how you define good. I know a lot of us lost some money this weekend. The money line parlay didn't hit, for example. We were really kind of banking on that one. That was going to be about vacation money. It is what it is. But it was another weird week for like completely different reasons. Like last week was weird because it was almost like everybody. There aren't really any upsets. You did have that was last week and was the 9 overtime game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got that a little confused. So yeah, but overall, this one just had some weirdness as well that makes college football special. For example, the BYU Virginia game, just fireworks after midnight.
Yeah, it was weird for me because I feel like no one knew which day to celebrate Halloween on.
No one had any idea. People are still trying to figure out, and it is Halloween.
Right.
Definitely a weird weekend. We are gonna look at Kentucky. We talked about it a lot on Thursday. We tried to refrain, but we couldn't do it. That's why we're here to talk Tennessee football. But we're gonna do it again. I like that Landon said first look. It is we didn't do it. Tennessee played their first exhibition game. Got to see a lot from the newcomers, especially. I think that the ones that everybody wanted to see. You kind of got to see them in that exhibition game against Lenore Ryan. Tennessee baseball played in West Tennessee this weekend. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll also do a college football recap. Talk about some of those favorite games from the weekend. I took that CBS music hit, and I took like a 4-hour nap.
Really?
Oh yeah. I don't know why I was so tired. I was exhausted. I texted you because I was like, yeah, I'll come over there and watch some football for a minute. Right after I texted you, I fell asleep.
It happens to me on Sunday. Something about Sunday, as soon as I eat lunch, I'm out.
Yeah. That's old man. That's a very old man move.
Well, every time I go to my grandmother's house, too, I don't know what it is.
Oh, grandmother's house is like perfect nap territory.
Yeah. It's like something in the air.
For sure. It's like a cruise. They pump in oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
Grandparents' house pumps in whatever would make you go to sleep.
Sleeping dust.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
They get you really in the mood for a nice Sunday nap. But yeah, it's took a really long nap. Then got to catch some of the nightcap. Kind of tuned in right as that Georgia game, Florida game was getting real weird. Right when the touchdowns so it wasn't 4 hours, obviously. I would have missed the whole game. I did get the end of it. Beginning and end, that's all that matters. Leave all that. The middle's out. We don't need it. Drop your you got any questions, drop them in the chat. Get to it. We'll get to some segments as well. Bless you, Landon. I don't know if that was a sneeze or a cough. Let's talk Kentucky. Speaking of, well, that was no, they're not. That's another weird thing that happened. There were 2 games in the SEC specifically. There were some elsewhere in the country too, where teams were favored that we were both, and a lot of people were surprised of the favor. That was Mississippi State being a 1-point favorite by kickoff, maybe 1.5 it might have gotten to over Kentucky, and then Auburn being like a 4-point favorite, something like that over Ole Miss.
Vegas just knows.
Vegas knows. I think someone was saying that. They were like, Vegas knows those. Like, what do they know? I don't know, but they know it.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be like Mark Stoops hasn't won in Starkville, so that was something that was keeping that line where it was. But yeah, it was just, Will Levis looked terrible.
Yeah, and
Kentucky's defense looked terrible.
Well, yes. They didn't look great, but to be fair to that score, that game should have finished, if you look at that touchdown for Mississippi State shouldn't have counted. The second to last.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that do to a game? Also, how does that not get reviewed? Was the speed of play hurting you from reviewing a scoring play?
Yeah, I mean, it's bad. Like, officiating is just terrible. The offensive pass interference on Ole Miss, did you see that one?
Yeah, that was pitiful. That one didn't. That was if that was at Vaught Hemingway, that's when the trash gets thrown at Ole Miss.
Oh yeah,
100%. So that one was bad. That one was terrible. Another thing though that you talked about how Kentucky just didn't look great. I mean, they got held to 66 yards rushing. They only ran the ball with Chris Rodriguez 8 times.
Yeah, that's weird.
You think when you start struggling, you go to your main stable, but
yeah, they just kind of got away from what they do.
Yeah, it was very strange. I was flipping between the Ole Miss Auburn game and then this Kentucky Mississippi State game, just to watch a little bit of Kentucky. The Ole Miss Auburn game was actually a lot of fun. Bo Nix, Heisman Bo Nix, hanging around. Heisman Bo Nix. But I mean, I think that's what makes this Kentucky team. They're never going to be great. They can't come back and they can't tear away from people.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to just get out and kind of control the game. You have to control the game for 60 minutes.
Yeah, I think if you jump on them early, it's kind of hard for them, like you said, to come back. And that's why their scores, when you look at them, even though they were undefeated at one point and their only loss was at Georgia, but I mean their score is like they're not impressive.
No,
like that one guy, it's a fail of mine, but the one guy I'm not going to mention his name until later on, but he had them in the college football playoff.
Yeah,
it was just like, that's a bad take.
That's a really bad one, especially because you're going to do you got to match them up against each other. Cincinnati would probably beat Kentucky.
And I'll say this: Will Rogers only had 3 incompletions, 36 for 39.
That's pretty nuts.
That is pretty nuts. I mean, they do throw a lot behind the line of scrimmage.
He's not playing great though. That's what I mean. Like that's just insane.
But you know who has been playing great? Hendon Hooker, and one of the most efficient passers in the country.
No, and this is we say this every week because it's where games are won in the SEC. If Tennessee's offensive line can play good, if you give Hendon Hooker any kind of time, Tennessee has a phenomenal just because he's going to make plays. Their secondary isn't going to. It's the front 7 that's going to give Tennessee fits if anybody on that defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean they didn't get to Will Rogers.
No, that Kentucky they don't have. I mean, their secondary isn't just phenomenal, but their defensive lines played better this year than they did yesterday. They looked terrible yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, Will Levis throwing in 3 interceptions, you're not going to win any games in the SEC throwing 3 interceptions.
No.
Except maybe to Vanderbilt.
Well, and then how does you're looking at this game of being of importance to Tennessee? Well, now Kentucky's you're not getting to the point where it's like, oh, well, maybe they'll come in flat-footed. If they come in flat-footed 2 weeks in a row, they went from being a pretty good team to a terrible team. Because, I mean, they're favored in it. Like Tennessee shouldn't just beat this team. That's not that. Looking at the whole roster as a whole, I still believe that it's a really, really good matchup for Tennessee. But yeah, so if Kentucky comes out flat-footed and loses, just lethargically like they did last night to Tennessee, that's not a good look for Mark Stoops, who's been nothing but praised this season. Which I mean, he should be. Before last night, Kentucky was having a great season and looked good against Georgia, their only loss on the season. So he did deserve a little bit of it, but it's just nuts how quickly that may be flipping.
Yeah. I mean, Will Levis was the thing that Tennessee's had trouble with, a running quarterback. And Will Levis had 3 carries for 9 yards. I mean, if you can't do anything more than that, I think Tennessee's defense is going to be sitting pretty well. Wan'Dale Robinson is their only kind of go-to guy, and he had 9 receptions, but they're able to kind of keep him in check with only 79 yards. So I think if you're able to control him, I just don't see Kentucky's defense just destroying. I mean, Alabama just didn't destroy us. Yeah, in the fourth quarter, it kind of showed up, and it seemed like we were kind of gassed at that point. But Alabama's defense is a lot better than Kentucky's.
Yeah, I mean, Alabama's really. I think they did have what, 5 sacks? Alabama's defense did.
Yeah.
So I guess they did in the stat category. Never mind. I'll just pass off that comment. You mentioned though, Rot, with what Kentucky's able to do in the passing game, which isn't very much. I mean,
it's the same Kentucky. I mean, they have.
Oh yeah.
A quarterback that can throw it a little bit better than Terry Wilson and what was his name 2 years ago? God, what was his name? He was a receiver, and then he came in at quarterback. Lynn Bowden Jr.
I was like, he's the reason, or is it Terry Wilson, the reason that they have to wear numbers on their warm-ups now? Who got in the fight at the Mayo Bowl before the game?
I think it was.
Was it Terry Wilson? Okay.
No, it was. I think it was Bowden Jr. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. But I mean, Tennessee's defense, the Tennessee secondary. I mentioned this talking about the Alabama game last week. They've done a good job of keeping receivers in front of them. They've not been beat on a ton of deep balls. They had that one against Ole Miss.
Double move.
What was that? A 60-yard touchdown, probably 50-yard.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, Alabama, all their scoring plays were like 20 yards or less. So I mean, I thought they've done a good job of keeping a lot of them in front of you, and that's going to be big in this game because, like you said, they don't have anybody that can just go out and run by you. It's not going to be that simple. So if you play smart football, if you're able to keep everything in front of you without making a mistake, then you put yourself in a really, really good position to win the football game. Yeah, and I mentioned Kentucky's secondary too. I mean, they have 3 interceptions on the year. But, I mean, they're nothing special. So it's up to that defensive line to make any noise if they want to challenge Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, and turnover battle. I mean, I know we say that every week too, but I mean, if Kentucky is turning the ball over 4 or 5 times like they did against Mississippi State, Tennessee should run away with this game.
God, don't say that.
4 turnovers?
I know, but I'm just like, I'm trying to, and I mean, I agree. I like the Kentucky matchup a lot. I think it favors a team like Tennessee just as much as Mississippi State, who kind of put it on them this week. So yeah, I mean, I think this is a good matchup for Tennessee. Could maybe be a morale booster before you play Georgia next.
And it's not like this Lexington, they can say what they want about it, but it's not the Swamp. It's not Alabama. They've played in hostile environments this year way more than Lexington, Kroger Field. So I don't think that should have an impact. Now, could they go out there and shit the bed? Yeah, absolutely. But if we're not throwing pick sixes, I like our chances.
That's always a better chance to win when you don't score for the other team. Always. That's words to live by there in the Tennessee football.
Yep.
Football players there. The only thing I think that would make me want to never play or go to Kroger Field is the first down Kentucky.
Yeah, that's.
I hear that in my nightmares now. Like and people are probably like, "Oh, because you don't want Kentucky to get a first down." No, because it's the worst sound on planet Earth.
Yeah, if like Jeff Jarnigan was like a redneck and he did it on every first down instead of like the third down he does, that's what it is. It's just like a way worse version of it.
Yeah, I know a lot of it's terrible. It's the worst. And then they do the Jets chant. So original.
Cats.
Yeah. Very original.
Band.
Love the band. Never hate on the band. Ever. Speaking of the band. I made my brother watch Ohio State. Have you ever watched their entrance? I love Dot in the Eye. You can say what you want about Ohio State. They suck. I hate the program, but it's a cool tradition. Sue me.
They're pretty good now too.
And they're, I mean,
they figured it out.
Oh, and you kind of thought they would. Like Ohio State, you kind of like. I mean, are we wrong? Like maybe I'm completely wrong for this. Oklahoma, you're thinking they could figure it out.
Yeah.
Alabama.
So who's your before we're not getting into college football yet, but who's your top 4?
I want it to be Cincinnati, but I don't know if you can. I'll say that before I list anybody. I mean, it's Georgia number 1. I really, 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 really want it to be Cincinnati, but I don't know how.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
they need some help from people losing before they can get in.
Yeah. And I hate the Alabama. Alabama's still very much in the talks, but they cannot lose the SEC championship game. And I hate the thought that's already being tossed around that Alabama gets in if they lose the SEC championship game. They can't, like that. That's the only way they get in is if they win. Would you agree with that, or you put them there if they lose?
No, I don't see how you can. 2 losses and not a conference champion, there's no way. Because I think there's going to be conference champions with 1 loss, so you have to look at that. Even though, yeah, they probably beat 3 out of the 4 teams in front of them, but that's
right.
You play in the toughest conference. That comes with the territory.
Yeah, I agree. I don't.
You should have lost to A&M. How about that?
You definitely should not have lost to A&M. Absolutely.
Now, if that was their first loss, yeah, I think they still get in.
The SEC championship game? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I would agree. I mean, I guess it's going to be Ohio State over Michigan State, right? Like, that's the only thing. Yeah. Otherwise, I almost want to say Michigan State. But – and then, I mean, I got to think Oklahoma – like, I mean, if Oklahoma wins out, you can't put Cincinnati in over them.
No. 1 loss, conference champion, Power 5. Yeah, no. Sorry.
Yeah.
And Cincinnati did not look good against Tulane. They looked pretty garbage.
No, they didn't. But I mean, that for me, that's just
it doesn't, like, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't sway me either way. But
yeah, if they had won big. So I'm not going to let a close win affect how I feel about Cincinnati either. They're still, if I mean, the stars could align for Cincinnati to get in. The first thing you would need to happen is Alabama to lose to Georgia. That would be a big one.
Oklahoma to lose a game, and then
I think there could be a scenario that Oklahoma and Cincinnati are in at the same, because it's
somebody from the Big Ten would have to lose.
I was about to say the only other place it could get dicey is if Michigan State lost to Ohio State and that was their only loss, but they wouldn't be a conference champion,
right?
But that could make it dicey. Because they're only a 1-loss team still to the conference champion number 2 team at that point, probably.
Yeah.
So that I think could potentially keep Cincinnati out. But I think there's a scenario you could see Cincinnati and Oklahoma in both, but the stars would need to align perfectly. Mm-hmm. You need what you really need if you're Cincinnati. You need Michigan State to win out, Georgia to win out, Oklahoma to win out, and there's a really, really good chance you're in.
That's gonna be an interesting debate. That 2-loss Alabama to
I know what I know the whole. You should look at who they you should look at the teams and the product, but at what point do wins and losses matter?
Right.
I think
I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, that it's going to be an interesting debate that week if it comes down to that.
And I would be shocked if Cincinnati got in over a 2-loss Alabama team, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, not because I think it should in that scenario, but I would be shocked if the college football playoff committee did it. I'm going to be interested to see where they have Cincinnati. Are they even are they the first team out right now? Do they do that kind of to appease them, or where are they when these come out?
Yeah.
Where do you have them? Do you have a good? Do you think?
I mean, I guess they're 4 right now.
Okay.
Or they'll be in the top 4. I mean, I don't think they've. got anywhere to lose. But at what point do you start moving them down?
But that's the thing. You can't put them in the top 4 and move them down if they just win. You've told them you've done enough to this point, so you have to start them out of it. And
I think Michigan State's in the top 4.
Michigan State, Georgia, Oklahoma. Do they have Cincinnati at 4?
Yeah, that's probably where I'd put Cincinnati. But then you moved them down 2 spots for winning. That sucks. But again, comes with the territory.
It's just going to be interesting. I mean, it's not happened often. Maybe one year where the college football playoff first poll or first couple polls look just insane compared to the AP and
what if Tennessee beats Georgia?
Poll. So Richard just asked how far that could potentially squander their college football playoff hopes.
That'd be awesome.
Obviously, that would be awesome. Obviously, they could still win the SEC title. That gets them in because there's not going to be anyone that could trump them at that point. But that would be hilarious because they could I would think this would be okay in my book if Alabama won the SEC title and Georgia was a one-loss team. I don't know how you keep both of them out.
Yeah.
So there's a scenario where Georgia could lose the SEC title and get in. But if they lose to Tennessee and the SEC title, no chance.
Right.
No chance. And that would be a lot of fun, Richard. I would love that. It won't happen.
Yeah, let's just play spoiler for the rest of the year.
Yeah, ruin Kentucky's best season. That's how I'm a little pissed. Like I'm always rooting against Kentucky, but I kind of like, man, I wanted to be the ones. I'm a little selfish. I wanted to be the ones to do it.
And we put money on Kentucky too.
And I did put money on Kentucky. I mean, like, what would that have been? Like a quarter? So we're good. Not too upset about it. Not too upset. I mean, yeah, that's. I guess is there a scenario? Michigan still isn't. I mean, they're still in the conversation, though. I guess they need Ohio State to lose Michigan State still.
Well, if they beat Ohio State.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Sorry. I was thinking they've lost to Ohio State already. They lost to Michigan State.
So what happens if there's a three-way tie?
Goes to
best record.
Best overall record would be the same for all those teams, wouldn't it? Assuming Michigan State beat.
Well,
no, Ohio State. Yeah,
Ohio State's already lost.
2 losses.
Yeah, so they'd be out. Oh, so then Michigan State would, because they won head-to-head.
They won head-to-head. Would it circle back to head-to-head?
That's how it worked with South Doyle.
Well, don't try to make sense of the TBS rules.
Well, I know, but it's still like apparently they went best record. Okay, Fulton gets the 2 seed, even though there's a 3-way tie. Fulton gets the 2 seed, and then they went head-to-head, and so Carter is the 3 seed, South Doyle's the 4 seed.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I don't know how you don't go by like points or I don't know, something else.
Well, once you move away from head-to-head, so head-to-head your first tie, or head-to-head should be your first tiebreaker, and once you move away from head-to-head, you shouldn't be able to go back to it.
Yeah.
Because you're essentially getting rewarded. You stayed in the 3-way tie because you beat the team that beat that team. Right. So it should keep you in it, and it should never go back to that after you've moved on from that.
Yeah.
So whatever the next one is after overall record, whatever, it shouldn't be head-to-head again. Because head-to-head would still be a cycle. It doesn't make that, so that wouldn't make sense. It don't make sense to the TBS ever. And probably not the NCAA either.
I mean, what it looked like to me is like, don't have a hard schedule because that just screws you in seeding.
Oh, definitely don't have a difficult schedule in high school football. Play your district games and get out.
Non-district games.
Play your district and get out. Region, whatever they call it, they change it up every couple of years.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm very interested to see this college football poll. I don't think Cincinnati will be in the top 4. So I think it's stupid at this point, maybe. Yeah, they should be in the top 4.
But I wouldn't hate that. Like, I would hate it for them. But then I would be like, then you could argue, hey, people have to lose before you can get in.
Yeah, that would be fine. But, well, yeah. Yeah. I don't completely disagree with that. That's fair. When I know their schedule, but they're a Power 5 ACC team, potentially going to go undefeated. When is Wake Forest going to be in the conversation? Like, it's insane that an ACC undefeated team is not even in the conversation.
They keep winning, they will be.
Right, but like what week? Week 12? Is that when they're finally in it?
I guess that's all that matters, right?
Oh, I mean that's the only. It doesn't matter where you're ranked week 10,
Right. Yeah, it makes it
week 8, whatever this is, 9. Yeah, it's just interesting. There's been no conversations, and I mean they've had some weird games. They're not a great football team, but they've won.
Yeah,
they've won.
I mean, they were 10th last week. They'll probably be like
they're 10th this week.
Okay, the rankings already came out.
The coaches and AP, don't they come out Sunday? Or are they all Monday? What are we?
Yeah, you're right. Because they're 10 now. They were 13.
I thought they were coaches. Coaches came out Sundays. Coaches and AP
come
out
They got a
Sunday.
tough schedule the rest of the way, though. North Carolina, NC State, Clemson. I mean, Boston.
Oh yeah,
it's not a murderer's row like the SEC, but
they're playing their tougher one,
right?
But it's not like a Clemson win is going to get you any more respect than a Duke win this year.
Dude, they are terrible.
I don't get it. It's hilarious. I love it. I just don't get it. Don't understand it at all. Whatever.
They beat Florida State as they should, with all those freaking 5 stars on their roster.
Right.
That's embarrassing.
That was very embarrassing.
I mean, we people crucified Kirby Smart for that like a couple years ago, but Dabo's doing it way worse than Kirby did.
And it's insane. Their defense hadn't struggled anywhere close to how their offense has struggled.
Right.
Nowhere close. I don't. Whatever. Did they go back to DJ, or are they still playing the backup?
I think DJ was still in there.
Was he? Interesting. Okay. Well, do you just want us to talk college football real quick, or you want to jump around? We can jump around. We can do whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, let's get into let's get back to Tennessee.
Okay,
Let's go basketball.
So Tennessee did host Lenore Ryan on Saturday. It was on SEC Network Plus. I turned it on with the Georgia and Florida game and fell asleep. Highlights were fun. Highlights were a lot of fun. Glad I got to see those. Tennessee did start Kennedy Chandler, Olivia Kumwa, Urosh Plavsic, Josiah Jordan James, and Santiago Vescovi. So a pretty familiar starting lineup. Your only newcomer being Kennedy Chandler in that group. Urosh's first start. Does an exhibition get classified as a start?
I don't know.
But overall, you got to see some familiar faces. Tennessee did pretty much. I think they got everyone in the game. So that's always good. Get to see a little bit of everyone. They also shot 46 threes. Is that the first 40-plus three-point game that they've shot since Rick Barnes has been there?
The most they've had since under Rick Barnes is 28.
Okay. Most shot?
Yes.
That's the most attempted?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
And I think it was last year.
And, I mean, 37% from three. It's not phenomenal, but it's not atrocious.
Yes, I mean,
it's not like you were completely lining it up, but you're not going to make 17 threes without shooting 40.
Right.
So, not the worst thing in the world. It is an exhibition game against a Division II opponent. Are they in the SAC, Lenore Ryan?
They are in the SAC, yeah.
Ah, nice. Good SAC team.
SAC.
But, I mean, good.
What about the two true freshmen being leading scorers?
Yeah, that's, I mean, would you have bet Kennedy Chandler?
I would say he'd probably be up there. I was going to, I guess it would be him or Vescovi. Vescovi only had 3 points. He had 7 assists, 0 turnovers, but only 3 points. I was like, I mean, maybe that's a good thing. Like, he's not having to be relied on to carry your offense.
Yeah, I mean,
because his freshman year he was.
Right. Well, and they only played half of the game, too.
Right, yeah.
So they're not.
It was expedition.
They went on an expedition.
Yeah.
On expedition. I'm a fan of expeditions.
But I mean, you can't look into it a lot, but Kenny Chandler, guy can get to the rim. I think that's something Tennessee's desperately needed last year was a point guard that can get to the rim. He can shoot it. What was he? He was 3 for 3 at one point. I don't know what he ended up. Maybe
Kennedy Chandler?
5. Yeah.
4 for 5 from 3. Mm-hmm.
Okay. 21 points. Yeah, I mean, he had like a 5 rebounds, 6 assists. So, I mean, he padded the stats. 8 for 10 from the field. I mean, as advertised.
I know, and he got me even more fired up to really. And this team's got a tough schedule coming out of the gate. They do not. I mean, that exhibition game against Lenore Ryan. So people, those. I think those are normally played against D2 opponents, if not really low Division I opponents. So I know.
I think they usually always play Lenore Ryan just because that's where Barnes is from.
Oh, they hosted them before?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't realize that. Okay. Huh. I did not know that. But then after, you get UT Martin and ETSU, kind of get eased in that a little bit too. But then Villanova, North Carolina, Purdue, and that Hall of Fame tip-off, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Hall of Fame tip-off. Then Colorado, Texas Tech.
Arizona's thrown in there.
And USC Upstate, haven't they been obviously they're not a high-ranked Division I team, but haven't they had some solid teams the last few years?
I don't know.
I think they have. Then Memphis, Arizona. It's baptism by fire this year, especially for a guy like Kenny Chandler who may be leading the team this year.
Yeah,
potentially. So good. Yeah, good to get off to a slow start.
He was a baller. I was also really impressed with Brandon Hunley Hatfield.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't start. True freshman. Still, he reclassified, so he still technically could be a senior in high school. And had a double-double in 20 minutes of play. So pretty impressed with him. He looked as advertised too. 5-star. He just moved well to me. He's like that big, but he moves like a guard almost.
And that's that
very smooth. Doesn't look like some of those guys like the 6'11", 7-foot guys. You're like, oh God, they're in the open floor, but he didn't run like he was that tall.
Tennessee needs a forward that can be the scorer. He
reminded me of Kyle Alexander in regards he moved well for his size. Pretty athletic.
Faster than he looks?
Faster than he looks, baby.
How tall is he?
I think he's 6'11".
Okay. I don't know if I realized he was that tall. I was thinking 6'8". So I didn't realize he was that tall.
I thought he was. I could be wrong.
Oh, I have no idea. I knew he was a big guy. The Braves just hit a grand slam. Thank you, Richard. With 2 outs.
Who did?
Braves in 5. Braves just hit a grand slam.
Oh my God.
They're at 4-0. I don't know what inning.
I was telling somebody today, I can't believe it.
No, I'm shocked. We talked about it on Friday. We thought they would split. Well, I guess they couldn't technically split Atlanta because they played 3 games there, but we thought it'd go 1-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, props to them. They figured it out at the right time.
Right.
Because I think earlier in the season, a lot of people were like, oh, this bullpen is terrible. And there was a lot of games where they gave up a lot of runs in the last couple innings to lose a lot of games. So, yeah, props to them. Figured it out, and doing it without Acuna too. It's pretty remarkable.
Right. That's what's crazy. It's one of the best players in baseball the last few years. His team's won the World Series, and he hadn't played since May, June. When did that happen?
Yeah, something like that.
It was early in the season.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, props to their pitchers. They don't have the big name pitchers like the Dodgers do, but they went toe to toe, and they're giving freaking Altuve and the trash bangers all that they want.
Right, trash bangers. Oh, I was reading some weird stuff about that today. I won't get into it, but I need to send it to you. I got into a black hole on Reddit for a while. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Let's talk some baseball. More, I mean, all the sports we're getting into it this weekend, even some of the spring sports. Talk some baseball.
Yeah, so played at Millington against Louisiana Tech, and Louisiana Tech was a really good team last year. Went to the regionals, was in that regional final, and lost that one. So they're kind of in the same position Tennessee was in 2019, where they were just one game away from making it to the super regionals. And Tennessee just kind of let them have it. It ended up being 13-6, but I think Louisiana Tech scored 4 runs in the bottom of the ninth. I think it was 12-2 going into the ninth. And then they played another inning as well. So they played 10. So it ended up being 13-6. Jordan Beck had 3 hits, 2 home runs. Pitchers looked good. Chase Burns. Dolander pitched as well. Ben Joyce hit 100 miles an hour late in that game. So
it's scary how easily he looks like look for him throwing in triple digits.
Straight gas.
Yeah, that was scary.
Yeah, so I think Tennessee's going to be – I think they're going to be different from last year just because I don't think they have all the hitters up and down that lineup. Maybe they will, but I just think this team's going to be relying on their pitching. More with Chase Burns, Blade Tidwell, Halverson, Dolander, Ben Joyce. They got some dudes. Sewell will also be in that rotation. So I'm interested to see who the 3 starters are. And then who's the guy – who's their closer this year? It was Sewell last year.
Right.
Before that, it was Crochet. So what does that team look like? Or not Crochet. It was Walsh. I think Crochet was before that, and then he became a starter. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think they got some dudes that they're kind of switching everybody in and out, so it's hard to tell exactly who's going to start. But they're going to be led by Jordan Beck and Drew Gilbert. Evan Russell will be in there. It looks like he's probably going to be your starting catcher, which is insane to me.
Right.
Baseball is already hard as it is, but going from a position player to catcher in college is insane.
Yeah, going to do it in a short amount of – I mean, I guess he's technically already done it in a short amount of time because he's played a couple, I guess, games
right
as the catcher. So what's let's see, call it or Orange and White World Series? Is that what they call
it? Yeah, they're having an orange and white game at Smoky Stadium. I don't know the exact
next
day.
Saturday.
Next Saturday, okay.
Mm-hmm. Or is it Friday? It's Friday or Saturday.
I think it is Saturday because I think they made sure people could go to that and still watch the game, the football game. And then they'll have the Orange and White World Series at Lindsey Nelson, I guess, after that sometime.
Interesting. That's cool. Getting to kind of move around Tennessee this year. They played Lookout Stadium. They played at that Millington Park in West Tennessee. And
I don't know where that's at.
We looked it up. It was like
I know where it's at, but I don't know what is there a team that plays there?
I think it's just like a city ran stadium. Like they host some events there, and maybe like the high school team. I don't think there was a team that was like their home was there. I don't think.
Gotcha. Maybe it was at one point, but
those
teams get moved around quite a bit.
Yep. And then we also need to mention soccer.
Yeah,
Brian Pinsky, his program rolling. Just need to mention them real quick. Make sure that everyone knows that they did win the East on. They clinched it on Thursday or Friday night against Kentucky, actually 2-0. And then Brian Pinsky was named Coach of the Year. Taylor Huff was named SEC Freshman of the Year. And there were some other – they had 5 or 6 girls named to all SEC teams. I don't have those right offhand. I can't remember – but one first-team SEC player. Couple on the other teams there too.
What's their ranking right now? Like 12?
They were 12 on Thursday.
Okay.
I don't know if it's been updated yet since then. so I'm not sure what their ranking is now. They are they were second in the SEC and won the East, and they're the second. They're the 2 seed in the tournament.
Okay, cool. Go Vols, baby.
Go Vols. That's their second year in a row too, winning the East. By the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Yeah, they'll play their first game Tuesday against either Vanderbilt or Florida.
So I guess the East, like in soccer, is it kind of the same as baseball and basketball? Like it doesn't mean anything?
I don't know how they split them up, honestly. I'm not
like
sure.
It doesn't do anything for the postseason, I guess.
Yeah, so I mean Vanderbilt
it's probably
and Florida,
just like who you play twice is usually how it is for
right. Well, like right off hand, I don't know because they play either Vanderbilt or Florida, who are just both happen to be East teams. I don't know if they have them separated into brackets or not.
Gotcha.
I'm about to look it up, so I'm curious. I don't know. Yeah, they do them all so different, and the soccer tournament is just a 10-team tournament. You know, basketball is everybody, and baseball is 12 teams, right?
No, there's yeah. You're right.
They leave out one from each. So it's so weird how they.
And it's just the bottom. It's the bottom too, so it has nothing to do with the East.
Yeah, so it could
West.
be 2 East teams or 2 West teams. So yeah, I don't know exactly. I had a screenshot somewhere of their tournament bracket. I guess you'd be able to tell unless they all happen to finish perfectly. Where
does Baker Mayfield have the most commercials? Like he's on more commercials than Nick Saban is.
DJ, yeah, no, his team's done a great job. DJ, how do you say his name, from Clemson, has a commercial.
Oh yeah, I have seen that.
I think it's the first time seeing a college football player on like a national commercial.
I think it's like in a graveyard or something. So it
was a weird one.
It's kind of fitting.
Dang.
Yeah,
that hurts.
What I want to know is like, what is does the NIL stuff? Does that like your performance? Does it hurt you? Like, surely those NIL that were all over DJ, are they still around?
I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of contract. So, I get it'll hurt you next time, it comes around.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if they do like a 3-month kind of trial period to see how you're doing. That's what I would do.
That's what you would do. That's why they have agents, though. Because they're getting, they're, I guess, agents.
But like the Joe Milton was a starter. They're like all going to get on him, and then he's not playing anymore. So it's like who wants a spokesperson for the backup quarterback?
Oh yeah, no, it's.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying
it's a great question. I'm sure they have like at least like you said like a minimum 3-month contracts.
Yeah.
So no, there's not. It can't be East and West because Alabama and Ole Miss are on the same side as Tennessee's bracket.
Okay. So yeah, it has nothing to do with
right. But they're like you said, but they also do have East and West divisions. I don't. So yeah. Weird. So weird. Well, let's talk some college football. I know we already did it, but I guess let's look at some games. First off, Coastal shout out hitting the over. About the only thing I won this week. So that was very important. Thank you for doing that on Thursday night.
Yeah, that in Georgia was about all I won.
Did you?
I did hit one more thing. I hit Michigan State under first quarter 10.5.
Ooh.
And literally the first play of the second quarter they scored.
Right. Hey, so what happened? Did you watch the Tennessee Indianapolis game today?
I kept up with it, but no, I was watching Red Zone, so I saw a lot of it, but I didn't watch the entirety of the game. No.
There was some play I have a question about. I'll figure it out later.
Does it have to do with forward progress?
No forward progress.
Thank God.
No forward progress. But yeah, no, that Coastal one was big, winning me some money, much needed money. Thankfully, I didn't spend a lot. My units were small. I did put 2 on Coastal. So that helped me in terms of winning versus losing money. So that was nice. Rode what I felt good there. Georgia, Florida. I have so many coaching questions about this week. My first is Dan Mullen. Why does he kick a field goal there? Down 24 in the third quarter. Game's still very much in reach.
I mean, that's just trying to get some points so you're not shut out.
And he misses.
That's all that is. I mean, that's cowardly.
And he misses. So bad.
You're not trying to win.
Georgia's offense, up and down. Probably going to have it completely figured out Tennessee week.
Oh, yeah.
So, interesting one.
Well, it's a good thing, like, they don't have to figure it out. That defense is so good, like, they don't have to figure it out at all.
They'll score. Their defense will score more points than the offense no matter what. So
right.
It's not a worry. You mentioned Cincinnati and Tulane. Cincinnati just needs to keep winning. That's all. Okay, so my next question, I said I have coaching questions. Ole Miss and Auburn. Lane Kiffin had the chance to kick 3 field goals. He didn't kick 1. And he missed 3 fourth downs. The 3 he went for that he was in field goal range.
Nice.
Take the points.
What'd that chart say?
Take the points. That's 8 points. You lost by 11.
What's the down and distance for that? If it's 4th and 1, like
so there was a 4th. I think the first one was like 4th and 3. You didn't get it. Next one, I'm like, you just didn't get the last one. Get the next. Like, take your points here.
Right. Yeah.
Still doesn't do it. I was baffled. I get it. You want to be aggressive, but it's like, at what point are you?
Well, the thing is, like, he doesn't. It's very obvious that he does not trust that defense at all. That's why he has to go for it on 4th down all the time, because he just doesn't think that they can stop anybody.
It was just, I don't know. And I'm thinking, if you take, I don't know, there's times to go for it, but take your points.
Right.
Take your points when you can get them. Iowa looked like the worst team in college football yesterday.
They look garbage. Absolute garbage.
I mean, what the hell? I've never seen anything like that.
How boring was that game, though?
Yeah, very well. I mean, you had some exciting just where Iowa would fumble it for no reason whatsoever.
236 yards passing between the two teams.
I'm shocked there were that many, honestly. I'm shocked. I'm impressed. I would have thought less.
Oh, also, you forgot Friday night, Navy beat Tulsa, right?
I don't know. I lost my Friday night parlay on Thursday, so I don't even care.
11-point underdogs and didn't even attempt to pass.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Always support that. Like I said, college football, weird.
Also, Michigan State, Kavaris Crouch. Dude, like, the transfer portal, it is what it is. Some people hate it, some people love it. But he's in the perfect place. Big Ten, where they just run the ball all the time, and he can just sit in the box and not really have to worry about slants or anything. I mean, he's living his dream. He did get picked on a little bit, but he also destroyed Michigan's punter on a fake punt.
I saw you tweet about that. I didn't see the play, so I had to go and find it.
Yeah, poor guy. He did have 13 tackles.
That game was fun. There's been some good Michigan State games of late. That one was even more fun because of the records and the Michigan State games like the last few years have been good because they've kind of just been mayhem. Like this one was just a good football game.
Yeah,
for all the right reasons.
Well, and then Jim Harbaugh, I know Cade McNamara got hurt, but he kept putting J.J. McCarthy in there. And like, I think we've said this before. If you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterback. Now, Cade McNamara did get hurt, and J.J. McCarthy had to come in, and he fumbled it. But he fumbled it the previous drive, too, and luckily it went out of bounds.
Right.
And so when he had to go back in, he fumbled it. I'm like, why are you letting him run the football? Stop giving him that option. if it's a true freshman in this kind of game, and he's already showed that he can fumble the ball, I'm not giving him the opportunity to do it again.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm with you 100%.
And then
Absolutely
freaking Harbaugh blowing a 16-point lead is awesome. I lost money on it, but it's
that
awesome.
is good. Yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree. Arizona State got worked over by Washington State. What the hell?
Yeah, that was bad.
I won't understand that one. I won't. Oh,
Caleb Williams threw 6 touchdowns against Texas Tech.
Is he a Heisman candidate?
So they were saying that on game day before they played Kansas, they were saying that he should be a Heisman candidate.
That's insane.
And then they almost got beat by Kansas. I guess that went away.
Does he get Spencer Rattler's stats? Like, do they just transfer over to him now that he's the Oklahoma starter?
Sure.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's fair.
He just puts in his memory card and they just all transfer over.
Yeah, exactly. Fresno State upsetting your boy. What'd you think?
Come on, Brady Hoke.
Did you end up putting any money on that game?
No, I didn't. Thank God. I mean, what's another loss?
Were you like me and like 10:30 when you saw the score of the Virginia BYU game, you immediately turned it on?
I didn't even notice that game. Good God.
Yeah. At one point, the over-under on DraftKings was 129.5, I think. Yeah. It was awesome. So I immediately turned it on.
I almost got it, too.
Oh, just about. It's already 4-2 in the top of the second.
How many total yards did BYU have?
Oh, gosh.
734 total yards.
That's insane. That's fantastic.
Virginia had 588.
Oh, yeah. How many did Virginia Tech finish with?
Virginia finished with 588.
How many points?
49.
I should win football games.
It should.
That's insane that's a win in a football game.
Atrocious.
Insane. I would lose my mind if I was the offense coordinator. Lose my mind. Absolutely lose my mind. Oh, man. Any other kind of weird games you want to talk about? Miami Pitt. That one. And then I have one more weird one feature in the ACC. Miami Pitt looked. Miami didn't even look fantastic. Pitt just looked atrocious.
Yeah.
It was not a phenomenal game. Their defense looked yikes. I can't figure out Pitt. I can't decide if it's like
if they're a good football team or not.
If they're a good football team. Obviously, like they're out of, conversation being like top 5 or anything like that. That's not what I mean. Just are they even a good football team? I can't figure that out.
Kenny Pickett threw for 519 yards.
Yeah, no, like their offense wasn't atrocious. They didn't score when it mattered. I think they had
he did
100 yards rushing. But it wasn't just the worst thing in the world. Their defense, though, gave up a lot. Tyler Van Dyke. What about him? We need to mention Houston. Game-winning kick return for a touchdown.
Yeah, what in the world?
Was it as time expired?
I
don't think it was. I could be wrong. I was about to say, how many times does that happen? Time expired as someone runs into the end zone.
I don't know. I'm trying to look at the play-by-play, but it's not loading for me.
I've got one more I want to mention if that ever pulls up for you. Florida State and Clemson. Did you see the ending of that game?
Yeah.
What the hell?
I have no clue. Are you talking about
the fumble?
Oh, yeah, the fumble.
Was it a pick?
Maybe it was a fumble.
I think it was a fumble. That gets returned for a touchdown. Maybe even, I don't know. It was just ended up being They ended up winning by 10 instead of winning by 4.
Yeah.
Clemson does. So a lot of people, bad beat, terrible beat.
Yeah, didn't cover.
Florida State ended up not covering. I mean, it was just an awful football play, which I guess I said, hey, look, Joe Milton, we were mad about him running out of bounds. I said, if you fumble and gets taken back for a touchdown, is what it is. If you throw an interception, taken back for a touchdown, is what it is.
It was with 17 seconds left.
The return?
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder how many kicks are returned as time expires. Someone figure that one out for me, please.
I was about to say, there's no way, because they kicked the extra points. There's no way it was with time expired.
Gotcha. How awesome would it have been?
That's how you walk it off. Oh my god!
To walk it off, but how hilarious, I guess, is the best word. Would it have been if the next kickoff got returned for a touchdown?
Yeah,
back to back to win it. That would have been awesome.
Oh, dude, 100%. If Tennessee ever does that, there's definitely going to be like 8 blocking the backs.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Zero doubt in my mind.
Jeremy Banks is going to absolutely murder somebody.
He's already got the dude like crossed off his list. He's got him ready.
There's my
yeah, no doubt in my mind. Oh my gosh. Any other college football games you want to talk about? Maybe this week? I don't know. Anything?
That's all I got. I'm just ready to get back to it. It was weird this week. We didn't play. Bye weeks, I guess, you need that time of rest. Hopefully Tennessee got healthy, but yeah, I'm ready to get back to playing.
Oh, it's always a good. You obviously want to cheer for your own team. It's more fun. You have a dog in the fight, but it's a good weekend off. It's good to have a weekend off.
Right.
Very good. Okay.
Dak Prescott is eating sunflower seeds, and he has it all over his mouth.
I've got the Braves game on right now. Oh man. All right. Any other questions? Most important of the week? What are we moving on to here?
Yeah, let's do most important.
Let's knock her out.
Let me go first.
Yeah.
Josh Palmer, first career touchdown pass. In I think they ended up losing to the Patriots, but it was with 40 something seconds left and goes up over 2 defenders. And I mean, it's pretty much in the same exact spot that he catches that pass over that defender at Kentucky.
That's all I was like. It looked like a pass he caught from JG a couple times.
Yeah. I've seen that before.
Right. Definitely familiar. 100% familiar. Dude, I want to make a beer barrel so bad. Someone want to donate a barrel for me? Because they are way more expensive than I ever thought they were.
Dude, the Vikings are going to kill the Cowboys.
Hey, I got a question. How great do you think you could be under Coach Garner?
Probably the best there ever was, honestly.
Okay. I thought. I mean, you can do anything you set your mind to. I'm just curious what your thoughts were. I don't know if this is true, and I refuse to fact check it. I'm just riding with it. Andy Staples said there's football on every night from now until Monday after Thanksgiving. Love to see it. Not fact checking it, just going to ride it out like it's true.
Ride it.
Yep.
What's on Tuesday and Wednesday?
There's probably some MAC games on Tuesday. Wednesday, I feel like you get a mix of those lower division games, whether they're MAC or not. It gets real weird late in the season with all those like Sun Belt and WAC and all that stuff.
You're trying to catch up on some TV shows, and there's college football on.
Oh yeah,
and then you have to like actually fact check to see if it's actually like not a replay.
Yeah, and Did you see Gumby at the Cleveland Pitt game?
Oh
yeah, they got a Gumby. Love to see it.
I have another one. We respect the hustle, right? You do?
Oh, always.
Listen to this. So, this lady tweeted a picture of this guy and said, this dude was supposed to buy our washer and dryer for $350. He wanted to see if it was working first and asked if he could do a load of laundry. After he finished, he said, "Let me go get the money." Left with his clean clothes, and he never came back.
So did he just hang out for like an hour and a half, 2 hours?
Yeah, just chilling, just waiting on that laundry to get done.
That's amazing.
I feel like you don't have to do a whole load of laundry to figure out if they work or
Right.
not.
You're like, oh, let me make sure this is perfect here. That's awesome. That is genius.
Yeah.
Genius.
But it's also like when he didn't have the money on him and he takes his clean clothes, you kind of set yourself up. Like,
oh yeah, they were like, yeah, he's gone.
he's not coming back.
That was, yeah. I've got
Pulls up in a like Pinto, like he doesn't even have anything to get a washer and dryer.
He's like, do you actually have soap I can use? No, okay. What about dryer sheets?
Right.
I've got Oklahoma State. Warren Clay. He's Colin Clay, who's a defensive tackle at Oklahoma State. Colin Clay's little brother. Have you seen this video?
Mm-mm.
This is awesome.
Now my buddy Warren got something he want to say to all you Cowboy fans.
God.
Electric. This kid's like 10. He's probably younger than 10. He's probably like 8.
That man's so hoarse today.
Oh, yeah. I need to send it to you because you really need to see him because it's perfect.
Electric Factory.
Did you see it? Did you see me tweet it today?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh, I quoted it and said Electric Factory. I think that's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
I got another one. It was at the Braves game the other night. This guy has a great sign. It turned out to be even better because the Braves ended up winning this game. But he says it was either my girlfriend's engagement or a World Series ticket.
No.
Is
that real? Oh, he had a sign at the game. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can't see that, can you?
No, I can see the sign, but I couldn't read it. I can see the guy holding it. It's not
Is that better?
Okay, yeah. I mean, I can see the sign still. I can see letters on the sign now.
It's awesome. He looks so happy too. He's like, it was so worth it. Now, if they would have lost, that's when you're in trouble.
Yes. Very true. Is that any more most important? You have any fails?
Yeah, that's all I got for most important. I do have a fail. Or 2 fails. Yeah, I have 2 fails. It's Kelly Stouffer. This is his top 4. It's playoff predictors. So are they picking the actual playoffs?
I think they were trying to say what they thought they would be. Yeah.
So he has Georgia at 1, Cincinnati at 2, Alabama at 3, and Kentucky at 4. First of all, that's never going to happen.
Ever.
Second of all, that was right before Kentucky they're not even going to sniff the top 5 again.
No. Never. Love it.
Just dumb. I mean, like, it just pains me to see people get paid a lot of money to be just stupid on television.
Oh, yeah. Every day, all the time.
I mean, Skip Bayless is one of the worst. He's an absolute moron. And he's like one of the highest paid personalities on TV.
I can't imagine. I mean, have you heard Stephen A. Smith talk about it? He's like, he was sounded like an idiot. He was like, I mean, this is how many takes I give a day. I was like, I mean, that is a lot of takes, and you're never going to be educated on all of them. But maybe that's why you should just shut the hell up.
might work out for you, bud.
Because you do have a good point. That is a lot of takes. But just stop.
Shut your mouth.
Just shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Also, is Folky going to get on that Pals to Knoxville thing?
I don't know, buddy.
For those of y'all who are still in here, Buddy is fine, right?
No.
I feel like if you don't know somebody, maybe that's fine.
No,
Like, it's
I
not
would think
like
it's
he
the
said
other
it to
way.
my
I would think
face.
it's the other way around. You don't think? Are you going on the record saying Folky wouldn't say it to your face? Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
Scared of you?
I'm saying he did. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, like, if we actually had a conversation, he probably wouldn't call me Buddy.
It's a big assumption, buddy.
But he didn't mean. I don't think he meant anything by it.
I didn't say you did. Didn't insinuate you did. The alpha comes naturally to him, Landon.
Oh my!
What's your problem? What's your problem?
Oh my god! I call people Buddy a lot.
You should think about it. I don't know. What are you
I
trying
call
to
you
say,
Buddy
John?
all the time. My buddy Caleb.
That's not the same. You're saying it to someone, not to me.
Yeah, I call you Buddy too.
Well, F you. You can go to hell too.
That's your new name. You're Buddy the Elf.
My first fail of the week is, why is game day going to Cincinnati?
Who do they play?
Is it Tulsa?
Good God.
Yeah, I don't get
Is
it.
there no other games on next week?
Auburn A&M. Is it Alabama LSU this week? I mean, that one wouldn't be game day worthy. I don't know. Hey, Tennessee, Kentucky, why not?
I guess so.
It'll be cold in Lexington.
I mean, I guess
They've already
there's
got one.
that A&M Auburn, I guess, is the only matchup that would be it.
Okay, so yeah, I guess go to Cincinnati when you got the chance in.
But Tulsa's
fair.
3-5.
Yeah, but like, I guess if you're like, oh, there's nowhere else to go, that's fair. But I'm still, I do agree with the sentiment because I brought it up, of course. But whatever.
Yeah, there isn't.
Not really a game.
No. Damn. Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be another week where it's not going to be fun to bet.
Probably not. I did good in college pick'em. I think I only missed one game.
You got A&M over Auburn?
Dude, that's gonna be tough because what Bo Nix you're gonna get?
It's -4.5.
A&M's 4-point favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to think on that one. Remind me on Thursday. We'll have to pick that one, both of us together.
You have any more fails?
No, I don't think so. I did want to see. Okay, I ended up losing two. No, I ended up losing more than one this week. Last week, I only lost one in college pick'em.
What about Gary Patterson?
Yeah, what the crap? That came out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, that's weird.
Like getting fired. I mean, I know he was struggling, but that's pretty crazy.
Well, yeah, and they asked him if he wanted to finish out the season. He said no.
Oh, they gave him. Why are they doing that? Giving them the option to do that? I guess he's been a long time coach.
Yeah, he's been there for
So
like
that's
20 years.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair then.
TCU got any guys we can? What's that offensive line look at TCU?
You taking
Zach Evans?
Zach Evans?
No,
No.
I'm good.
I was reading an interesting post about him too. A lot of people were saying he's kind of been thrown under the bus. Maybe it isn't all it seems.
Apparently he's looking into the. Apparently he's been looking at the portal for a while, but the way his freaking recruitment went.
Yeah, but I heard that the thing I was reading. Apparently, it was a lot of stirred up drama that maybe not all of it was true.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I know. I thought it was interesting too. That was very interesting. Oh, anything else that I hit my fails? Other than Dan Mullen kicking and missing, can't forget that.
Calvin Ridley's stepping away
Is he?
from football to focus on his mental health. I mean, I don't know what's going
Okay.
on with him, but that's
Interesting.
not good news for the Falcons. I'll say
Oh
that.
God, no. Oh God, no.
That's all I got, man.
That's it, guys. Thursday we'll talk. We'll go more in depth with Kentucky. I know we talked about them a little bit. Did get to talk about their game specifically this past week. We'll really dive into it on Thursday. Vols take on Kentucky 7 p.m. Saturday night in Lexington at Kroger Field. Can't wait.
Can't
Fired
wait.
up.
It's gonna be fun. Are you coming in?
Don't know yet.
Okay.
Probably it's looking like I'm not now, but
Okay.
No final answers yet.
Cool. All right, we might do keys to the game or something. We haven't done that. We've been bad about doing it for away games, so maybe we can work that out.
We can see what we can do. We will have next week. We'll have Georgia tailgate.
Yeah,
Hopefully
that's gonna be.
Hopefully it's not a
be
noon
big.
game. They
Surely
won't get
it's
back.
not.
They won't get back-to-back noon games, will they?
Surely, if they get, especially if Tennessee wins, I feel like that's
Yeah.
pretty good. I mean, it's not a good matchup, but
I don't know if I can do another 7 p.m. game. That was tough. That was hard.
The next day was
body
tough.
and mind. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't help that those two offenses, and then we had the delay. Yeah, just weird. But yeah, it's the fans' fault. Even though you saw what Michigan State did to that car, right?
Yeah. But I love someone's like, well, it didn't hold up the game. So that's your that's where
your argument.
Like, yeah, whatever. Very dumb. Very dumb.
Yep. All right, man. Well, guys, we appreciate it. We will see you back on Thursday. Hopefully, Joe will be back with us. He's actually the star of the show, not us. That's all we got. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.